Hi, this is Morgan, and I already know that Diplomat Superstar is the best channel on YouTube in the whole entire universe.
Thank you. Greetings, a very pleasant and delightful evening to you all, esteemed ladies and gentlemen. A warm and exceptionally delightful evening to my beloved family. A cordial and pleasant evening to my dear friends. A respectful and distinguished evening to the honorable and distinguished members of the Diplomatic Corps. First and foremost, please permit me to carefully and properly adjust my spectacles in the correct manner, just like this. This direction. There you proceed, 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 there you proceed. Diplomat, superstar, there you proceed. Before we begin, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to inform you that if you are fluent in the French language, we indeed have this video available in French. If you are proficient in the English language, we have this video in English as well. For those who speak the Spanish language, we offer this video in Spanish. Additionally, if you speak the Chinese language, we have this video in Chinese. If you are fluent in Arabic, if you speak the Arabic language proficiently, well, we have this video available in Arabic for you. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, the subject of our discussion for today is titled, Can Human Rights Surpass Sovereignty? The Worldwide Struggle for Justice. That is indeed the title. Can Human Rights Surpass Sovereignty? The Worldwide Struggle for Justice. Well, ladies and gentlemen, my dear friends and beloved family, the progression of human rights and international law also embodies the concept that sheer power does not equate to righteousness. Regardless of their authoritative status, leaders can certainly be held responsible for perpetrating crimes against humanity. In alignment with the significant precedent that was firmly established by the Nuremberg trials following the conclusion of the Second World War. This specific concept firmly established the notion that international conduct should be regulated by ethical principles and legal frameworks instead of being dictated by sheer force alone. A more comprehensive and nuanced approach to the multifaceted concept of sovereignty is also exemplified by the theoretical framework known as the responsibility to protect, commonly abbreviated as R2P, which was formally endorsed by the United Nations, frequently referred to as the UN, in the year 2005. R2P articulates that while individual nation-states hold the primary responsibility to protect their populations from crimes against humanity, war crimes, ethnic cleansing, and genocide, the broader international community is also obligated to intervene in situations where a state is unable or unwilling to fulfill this duty, specifically to ensure the protection and safety of its population. This specific theory highlights that sovereignty should not be employed as a justification for impunity, stressing the significance of achieving a balance between the imperative to prevent atrocities and the respect for the foundational principle of sovereignty. The ongoing conflict between intervention and the principle of sovereignty remains nevertheless a subject of considerable controversy. Critics argue that powerful nations possess the capability to compromise the essential notion of sovereignty by employing humanitarian justifications as a method to conceal their own strategic objectives. For example, certain individuals justified the intervention in Iraq in the year 2003 by claiming that it effectively toppled a tyrannical regime that was purportedly in possession of weapons of mass destruction. Nevertheless, this particular intervention additionally raised significant questions regarding the legitimacy and the genuine motivations behind such actions. In summary, the worldwide international order that upholds stability and respect for the autonomy and independence of individual states is fundamentally grounded on the principle of sovereignty. The notion that mere power by itself could serve as a legitimate justification for actions is contested by the theory that might does not make right, which advocates for a society governed by ethical principles and legal standards. The historical evolution and development of international law and institutions unmistakably demonstrate an ever-increasing recognition and acknowledgement that the protection and safeguarding of human rights, as well as the upholding and maintenance of international norms, are fundamentally and essentially crucial. Despite the enduring contradictions between the concept of national sovereignty and international intervention, these intricate issues persistently continue to exist. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thus, that is how it has been. The title of our subject matter for today is presented as follows. Once again, if you possess fluency in the French language, we have this topic readily available in French. If you are proficient in the English language, we have this topic conveniently accessible in English. If you are able to speak Spanish, we have this particular topic available in Spanish. If you are able to speak Chinese, we have this particular topic available in Chinese. If you are able to speak Arabic, we have this particular topic available in Arabic. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you immensely, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, my dear friends. Thank you very much, my beloved family. Thank you immensely, the honorable and distinguished members. Thank you immensely, honorable and distinguished members, as well as the esteemed diplomatic corps. Farewell for the present moment, until we have the fortunate opportunity to meet once again, and until our subsequent encounter occurs. Goodbye for the time being. Enjoy yourself, ensure you take good care of yourself, and to cherish love,